Hi dudes, I'm Brooke. I'm the YouTuber talking about the way your family behaved at your gender reveal, and I'm wearing pink because I think you're gonna be a girl. By now, we've probably all seen a video on social media of a gender reveal. Some of them are cute, some of them make you want to crawl out of your own skin, but if for some reason you have no idea what I'm talking about, happy late birthday, because I assume you were born yesterday. A gender reveal is a party or any gathering, really, where the purpose is to find out the gender of a pregnant person's unborn child. And while technically they are revealing the biological of the child, not the gender, YouTube really hates that three-letter word, and colloquially the party's referred to as a gender reveal, so throughout the video I'm just gonna say gender reveal, so bear with me. Gender reveal parties were invented by a woman named Jenna Carvanitis, who has actually come out since saying that she regrets ever starting the trend, because it overemphasizes one aspect of a person and boxes them into a category assigned to them, which I completely agree with, but we'll get more into that later. I think gender reveal parties are as popular as they are for quite a few different reasons. Pregnancy can be a very exciting, but also a very difficult time for people. While it's common practice to have a baby shower to celebrate the pregnant person, it can give the expected parents another opportunity to celebrate their child and involve all of their loved ones in this big news. And with everything nowadays, yes, social media probably plays a very large part as well. What started initially as a woman cutting into a cake to find out the gender of her child with her family has now turned into these grandiose displays with photographers and videographers all capturing everything. And while this is certainly not the case for everybody, a lot of gender reveals now seem more staged for social media than they seem to be actually a celebration of the baby. And the problem is that when you put that much money and effort into something that's hinging on one surprise, there are so many things that can go wrong. But before I get into it, let me take a moment to tell you about today's sponsor, NOCD. This video is sponsored by NOCD. Have you ever had an unwanted thought flash through your mind that was so disturbing, so completely out of character, that you immediately thought, why on earth would I think that? Maybe it was a dark, violent image that came out of nowhere, or a fear so shameful that you felt like you could never say it out loud, even to somebody you trust. Intrusive thoughts like these are actually incredibly common, but for people with obsessive compulsive disorder, or OCD, they tend to feel unbearably sticky and hard to stop thinking about. People with OCD often feel like they have to do something to get rid of these thoughts, like repeatedly try to figure out what the thoughts mean, distract themselves constantly to escape the thoughts, or avoid anything that might trigger the thought again, sometimes even their loved ones or favorite places. But the thing about OCD thoughts is, the more they try to push them away, the stronger they get. That's what makes OCD so overwhelming to live with. And because it's so misunderstood, many people who have the condition don't always realize it. Unlike the stereotypes, OCD can show up entirely inside your head, with no visible signs, which makes it incredibly easy to miss. But the good news is, OCD is highly treatable with the right kind of specialized therapy. OCD needs a type of therapy called ERP, or Exposure and Response Prevention. Standard talk therapy, the kind most commonly offered, is not recommended for OCD, and it can actually make it worse. That's where NOCD comes in. NOCD is the world's leading OCD treatment provider. Every therapist on their platform is a licensed OCD specialist, trained in ERP therapy by some of the world's leading experts in OCD. They deeply understand all the ways that OCD shows up, so no matter what you're going through, NOCD therapists have heard it all, and they know how to help. Therapy with NOCD is 100% virtual, covered by insurance for over 138 million Americans, and includes support between sessions. You can direct message your therapist, join dozens of live support groups, and use helpful therapy tools in the NOCD app. If any of this sounds familiar, for you or someone you care about, visit NOCD.com and book a free 15-minute call with their team to learn more about how NOCD can help. That's NOCD.com. Thank you to NOCD for sponsoring this video. Now back to me. One of the most obvious problems that can arise when somebody's doing a gender reveal is gender disappointment. This is, of course, when one or both parents are hoping for the child to either be a boy or a girl and get disappointed when it isn't what they hoped for.
Girl, I want a girl.
I don't really know.
You ready?
Yeah. You ready?
Yeah, 3, 2, 1, go.
Tell me to open them.
You ready?
You pull it out yet?
Pull it out, pull it out.
Open them?
No!
This is one of the really common things that people post about, but to me it's like, why would you throw a gender reveal party if you knew you were going to completely crash out or start crying at one of the options? You have a 50-50 chance of being completely crushed in front of your family and friends, so why would you not want to find out privately first?
But this the real.
Oh.
You better not stop. You better not stop.
1, 2, go!
Three.
For some of these parents, it's like they have 3 boys already, so they want a girl, or vice versa. But sometimes, even with somebody's first kid, they have a gender that they're really hoping for, and they're disappointed when they realize that it isn't the case. I've never been pregnant, but I would imagine it's perfectly natural and normal to have a preference for which gender your kid is. Like, I don't know if I'll ever have kids, but if I do, the only options are gonna be thought daughter or gay son. I'm so serious. And while yes, a healthy baby should be all that matters, I genuinely don't fault people for hoping for one gender or the other. And of course, gender doesn't always line up with the sex we're assigned at birth, but it does often play a role in the beginning of a child's life because of the extremely gendered society that we live in. So if a parent is picturing wanting to buy a bunch of pink stuff and put your kid in tutus, often parents view that as hoping for a girl because they wouldn't dare allow their little boy to partake in things like that. That's a whole different problem in and of itself, but on its face, I understand the idea of hoping for one or the other. And I briefly mentioned this earlier, but sometimes this is as simple as just already having a girl, so you want a boy, so you can raise one of each. And yeah, is it a little weird to categorize people to that extent? Definitely. But I also think it's human nature. But again, if you're really hoping for a baby boy and you know that you would be devastated at the news of having a girl, then why the fuck are you inviting all of your loved ones over to watch you find out this news in front of them? And a lot of the time, this also boils down to parents really wanting a boy. In comparison, I very rarely see parents being very disappointed that they're having a boy because they wanted a girl, especially the fathers. Like in this video where they say, late night finds, but it's our gender reveal where we were so determined it was a boy. I think the word they were looking for is convinced, not determined, but I digress. Like that puts an extra layer of icky onto this whole thing, because why is the idea of raising a little girl so fucking horrifying to you? Like in this video, it literally says gender reveal for 4th baby after 3 boys. And he's still throwing a fit that it's a girl. You already have 3 boys. Hello? I think a lot plays into this, but I'll start with what I think is the most innocuous first. A lot of parents probably want to have a child of their own gender so they can relate to them in that way and maybe even dress the kid the way they dress or put the kid in activities that they enjoy. They're basically dreaming of having their own little mini-me. So sure, if dad dreamed of going to his kid's football games one day, he probably does have a little better chance at that being the case if the kid is a boy and it's just that simple. But even then, it's like little girls can do activities that are stereotypical boy activities, and little boys can do activities that are stereotypical little girl activities. Just because you're having a little girl doesn't mean you're gonna have to like play Barbie dolls all the time. Gender isn't that simple. But even if it was, sometimes the reasoning behind these like crash outs for wanting a boy is a little bit more nefarious and shitty. A lot of men just think less of women in general, and they're disappointed because they're genuinely just misogynistic. They associate the qualities that they want in their child, like strength, independence, and intelligence, as male traits that a little girl could never possibly have. A lot of fathers online also joke about how difficult daughters are because they're so emotional and stubborn and they get a period and whatever else. So this preference for a boy feels a lot more deep. It says something about the expectations and behavior between boys and girls. Like in this video that says, when you find out you're gonna be a girl dad.
I don't know how I'm supposed to pay the bills. Probably have to start selling crack or rapping about selling crack.
Ironically, while girls are often told that we're too emotional, and that's part of the reason that these dads want boys, they're the ones throwing full temper tantrums at their gender reveal. This isn't even to mention the boy mom phenomenon, which continues to be some of the weirdest shit of all time. I do have a full video about weird boy moms, so if you want, go watch that one after this one. But as a recap, a boy mom is not just a mother to a son, it's a mother who makes having a son her entire personality. They're like pick-me's who never grew out of it, and now use the fact that they have a son to talk about how boys are so much cooler and better than girls. And in some cases, how their love for their son is way stronger than their love for their daughter.
I love my daughter to death, but this little boy right here, he do something to me. Line them bitches up about him.
And in the worst cases, it gets like even, because they act like their son is their husband.
So this is by far the weirdest and craziest thing I've seen all week. And a lot of you going, so what? What's weird about this? It's just a girlfriend and boyfriend hug. No, it's his mother.
The reason I bring them up now is because these traits sometimes manifest before they even give birth to their first kid.
Okay, ready? 1, 2, 3.
Oh, shit. Oh, man. Woo. I think there's a tin of blue on these. I'm just kidding.
That's so sad.
My God. Oh. All right. Yes. No, it's fine. Everything's good. Yeah. Oh, well. We don't get to pick. It's okay. She'll be just as beautiful as the rest.
Like, this just goes along with the same type of thing I was saying about dads being disappointed that they aren't having a son, but it kind of feels extra gross coming from a woman, because it's like, you're supposed to be on our team, girl. You're supposed to be one of us. And that isn't to say that you can't want a son without being a weird boy mom. I just mean that the way this plays out sometimes raises red flags to me of son preference. Hey, after a few days of being in New York, I had son preference, am I right? It was friggin' freezing. Which dates back throughout history all over the world. Son preference has even led to the of female babies. So I'm not trying to make something overly deep when it might not always be, but when I see a gender reveal video where they're freaking out upset because they wanted to have a son and it's a daughter, I can't help but be like, okay, Henry VIII. But speaking of people preferring men, MrBeast still has more subscribers than I do, and of course, that is due exclusively to misogyny. So please subscribe so we can beat MrBeast for feminism. #SharksBiteBeasts. Thanks, guys. Another issue with gender reveals is that family drama seems way too common from at least what people post online. One of the smaller ways I've seen this play out is that because the point is for the parents to find out the gender with everybody except whoever was the one to set up the surprise, the party is often on the shoulders of the person who is setting up the surprise. And in some cases, instead of just setting up what the parents had requested, the person takes it into their own hands and changes it into a completely different type of surprise. I know that was kind of a weird way to explain that, so let me just show you.
3, 2, 1.
Like, dude, why are we fucking with them at their gender reveal? And maybe I'm projecting because this would have annoyed me, but the mom does look super annoyed. It's like being taller than somebody and like holding something that they want above your head and making them jump for it. Like, why are you fucking with them? I genuinely do not understand. And this is not a one-off. I saw this video as well where she said, "You think you can hurt me? My mom purposefully put the wrong gender at my own gender reveal." this person who posted this also liked a comment where somebody said she's not upset that she's having a girl, she's upset that somebody fucked up her gender reveal, basically. And she also liked another comment that said, "That's messed up. I know if it turned pink, she would have been just as happy, but now that genuine feeling and expression of emotions was played with. This is not the time or place to make jokes. This is a whole human being. Not a new car, not a phone, a human. And mama expecting deserved to have her moment." Which I completely understand. Like, this is supposed to be about the baby and the expecting mother or parents, and now it's been spoiled because you've just fucked with her emotions. That's fucked up. Especially as her mom. Like, why are you trying to ruin her moment? And I also came across this gender reveal video where a mom of the expecting mother made it about herself in the weirdest way possible.
What the hell is that? We don't know the baby yet. Daddy, that was a blank shot. We gotta try this again. Excuse me. What? All right, now let's really reveal the gender. Hold this. Wait. Hold on, mama.
It's looking like twins.
The gender reveal. You know how to shoot? Do you know how to aim and shoot right? Because you ain't do good just now. On the white pants. Let's go.
On the white pants.
On the white pants. Is that it?
Team Blue.
Team
Come on now. We got it again.
He took it out. I always seen it. What is it? It's a girl.
Not only did she basically shove the expecting mother out of the way and like out of the limelight, but then she forced the father to spray her on her ass? So fucking bizarre. And he looks so uncomfortable with the whole thing. Not to mention that the expecting mom's dress is white too, so theoretically they could have sprayed her belly or something, and it still would have centered the two of them. But no, it has to be about the grandma. Fucking bizarre. And then I also came across this video where the expecting mom posted it, and she said, "Me finding out in the moment that I carefully curated for months that his mother did my gender reveal her way, not my way." And this is another thing where it's like, why are we centering ourselves in somebody else's party? Like, this is supposed to be for the expecting parents, not for whatever the rest of the family wants or whoever else. It isn't about you. She seems so disappointed to have had her moment basically hijacked. And yeah, in this video, without any context to their relationship, it could play off as not a big deal, but her reaction and the way she's talking about it leads me to believe that it probably is a pattern of behavior that she was hoping just wouldn't play out here. But this mother-in-law being jealous of her son's partner dynamic is unfortunately all too common. Shout out to my mother-in-law for being cool as hell. But this probably honestly plays back into the boy moms phenomenon that we discussed earlier. Whatever the reason is, there are about 40 billion videos online of gender reveals where the mom-to-be's mother-in-law shoves her out of the way to hug the father-to-be before he gets a chance to hug his partner and the mother of the child that they're literally all there to celebrate. I genuinely wish I was exaggerating, you guys, but when I tell you that there is a never-ending amount of videos of mother-in-laws making themselves the main character in the gender reveal, I am not joking at all. And like I said, one of the most common things that happens in these videos is that the mother-in-law will basically ruin the couple's moment when they find out what they're having by like rushing them and hugging her son instead of allowing them to have a moment as a couple. Like, dude, the mom-to-be who this is literally all about is left standing there awkwardly while her husband hugs his mommy. This is not about you. I understand the genuine excitement at finding out the gender of your grandchild, but you need to fucking wait until the couple has their own moment of celebration together, because this whole gathering is for them. Like, dude, you see them hugging. Just wait until they pull apart at least before you involve yourself. Like, this one is a really horrific example of that. The The amount of money and planning that had to have gone into a display this big and extravagant is insane. And you're just gonna rush into the exact middle of it right when it goes off? Like, you can't just wait at least 60 seconds. Not only is it frustrating because it's a huge boundary stomp in this moment that's supposed to be about the couple having the baby and them finding out their child's gender together, but with something like this, it's also likely that they're having this filmed or photographed, and you just ran right into the middle of it without thinking for a fucking second that you might actually not be the main character in this celebration. Like in this one, she says, "So I was not the only one. Why are mother-in-laws like that? My photographer made her back up." Like, dude, you know there's a photographer capturing this moment and you think you should be in those fucking photos? At least the photographer moved her out of the way instead of just allowing it though, because that's so fucking annoying. Luckily though, there are quite a few videos of people clocking the mother-in-law doing this and stopping it or yanking her out of the way. Like in this one, the girl who posted it said, "Point of view, your mom interrupts your brother's gender reveal moment." Like, luckily she does call her back and get her out of the moment as much as she can, but how fucking annoying. From what I've heard and general knowledge, it's already hard enough to be pregnant and your emotions are already going to be all over the place. So to like fuck with a pregnant woman on a day that's supposed to be celebrating her baby is so fucked up. But in the pattern of people stopping this from happening though, this one is my favorite. Like, good for them for literally holding her back. It's fucked up that they knew they were going to have to, but they're real as fuck for that. Like, girl, take the hint. They are sprinting away from you. And then she's like ripping the decor out of the ground because she didn't get attention the first time, so she needs to like still be a part of it somehow. Like, just relax. Green flag man though. This one is another green flag man for stopping his mom from upstaging his wife.
3, 2, 1.
Like, dude, fucking move. Take the hint. He doesn't want to hug mommy right now. He wants to hug the mother of his children, who the party is about. The other thing that I saw people posting videos of their mother-in-laws doing at gender reveals is popping the confetti poppers too early and ruining the surprise. Oh my god, dude, I feel so bad for her. You can tell just based on her reaction that that was more than just a mistake and it genuinely ruined the whole party for her. Well, the thing is, mother-in-laws aren't the only ones that you have to worry about ruining the surprise. If you have any kids around your gender reveal party at all, I would suggest keeping them on a leash because the way they stay ruining the surprise is insane. it's good that I don't have kids because I'm way too irritable for all of this. I know they're just learning and they don't know any better, but oh my god, the whole thing just feels like rage bait. But guys, I would be remiss if I didn't mention that gender reveals in general have gone way too far. I understand cutting into a cake or maybe even doing a little confetti popper if you're gonna clean it up and not litter everywhere, but is all of this necessary? Not to mention that gender reveal parties have gotten so out of hand that they have too frequently posed legitimate environmental threats or real emergencies. The 2017 sawmill fire in Arizona was caused by a gender reveal party, as was the 2020 El Dorado fire in California, and more. In 2022, a couple contaminated the water supply of an entire town by dyeing it blue for boy. And more gender reveal stunts have even cost people their lives. And I'm gonna be so honest, I don't even know how to mention this one casually, but someone also involved a fucking alligator in a gender reveal. Please take note of the child crawling on the ground next to it. I shouldn't have to say this, but animals aren't fucking props. Like, what would they have done if it had acted like an alligator? All of a sudden it's the alligator's fault? Overall, I do think gender reveals are kind of weird in general. A child's chromosomes are not going to determine their gender, and their gender is not going to determine the experiences or personality that they'll have. The whole thing does feel extremely old-fashioned, and it feels like a setup for failure to me. But that being said, I'm not judging anybody for having a gender reveal party. I understand wanting to celebrate your baby with every chance you get, so do what makes you happy. But if you're gonna record it, consider the fact that your child may see it one day, and you don't want that child to feel like you were so disappointed in the way that they, are. And also, keep the surprise elements out of reach of other children. Alright guys, I'm gonna call it right there. For more videos, check out my second channel, Brookesharks Bites, where I post beauty and lifestyle content. A lot of you guys comment asking if I have a makeup or hair tutorial, and I do on my second channel. I also always put whatever lip I'm wearing in these videos in the description for those of you that are curious. You can also follow me on Instagram and TikTok, and you can join my Patreon. I post some extras over there, and I also have a Patreon exclusive Discord. Don't forget to beat the shit out of the like button and murder the subscribe button. And if you're feeling crazy, you can guess the reproductive anatomy of the bell. I'll see you soon with another video.